Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. I wasn't going to record a video now, so I don't have my selfie stick with me. I'm on a forest walk. We're blessed with some beautiful days here in September. Just listening to my Sigma male grind set music, processing some emotions between work, you know. And I just started thinking about something, well, that I have been thinking about lately, but also talked to some clients, well, today even. And yeah, I'm just gonna tell you about that and share some stories, okay?
And since this video was recorded fast when I usually don't, a bit more chill version of Theo will be adding some notes here from the editing room.
So I was thinking about this, how no person is entirely 100% good or bad, right? Like if you think someone is a good person, your best friend or something, you cannot say that it is because exactly everything about them is perfect, right? Everyone has flaws somehow. Think of the romantic relationship. There is often the case that the person that you love and overwhelmingly just think is a great, amazing person also has a few traits that are like really difficult for you, or that really annoys and triggers you, right? And even if you just think about best friends or good friends, you know, you're like, yeah, we're on the same page with most things, but man, I wish he did this, you know, or this, when he does this is kind of annoying, this habit, or whatever, you know. The point is that no one is good or bad, and that's not truly our condition, mostly for like letting people in our life, for instance. And I was thinking about this because I made this video about like, get a top G mindset like Andrew Tate, and getting some responses to that as if I've been saying pretty much like, yeah, you know, I'm pro Andrew Tate, I love Andrew Tate, here's how to be like him, that's the message of this video. Getting some responses like that is just, it just makes it so evident that lots of people, when you grow following, you know, lots of people that follow you, even people that like seem to like you and stuff, they are quite stupid.
And of course, many or even most of you guys that have made it here are great, very smart and insightful. I love reading your comments. I love you guys. You're awesome. But focusing on you just rarely makes for the best points in videos. And it is a thing when you grow a larger following and you try to make these nuanced, complex but nuanced points, you just get surprised at how little some people understand and how strangely they interpret what you say.
They cannot hold multiple thoughts in their head at once, because for me it's so obvious that, yeah, you know, for me personally, I've been just thinking about like top G, like I like the expression kind of, and so I even say that, you know, I'm not a fan of Andrew Tate, but here I'm going to focus on some, you know, there are some strengths he has, right? And I'm also going to just take this as an entry point and make his top G mindset the mindset that I present, right? So to me it's quite clear, you know, that, yeah, this is not some freaking like, oh yeah, love Andrew Tate, he's great, that's what I'm talking about. But some people respond as if.
And to be clear, some people, it's not that they take it as if I said Andrew Tate is all great, be like him, but still it's as if they cannot hold these two thoughts in their head at once, because they have this need to say why bald man is bad, you know, when that's not the point right now.
You know, so I want to make the point here that both, like the people that you like the most, they're not going to be perfect, but also people that aren't even close to perfect. Like we take Andrew Tate now. How can you, like, just admit that there are some good things about the guy? Like, how can you not do that? And it's so obvious from some guys' responses, they just need to, like, yeah, he has done this, this, and that. They just need to list, and it sounds so angry, you know, listing the things that are wrong with Andrew Tate. And I'm just kind of like, do you think that I don't agree with those things? You know, like, but why did you have to come and say that now? Because that was not a topic at all, you know. Why did you have to talk about that? And honestly, I think it is because that kind of person feels threatened by Andrew Tate.
Yes, that is how it comes off when you have this compulsive need as soon as you see Andrew Tate's name to list everything he did wrong. That's not the topic now. So yes, we grant you all of those things. Can you now list all the things that's good about him, that you could learn from him, where you're behind him, right? Multimillionaire, world champion kickboxer, smart, funny, charismatic. You cannot deny these things. And it's fine that someone that you overall do not want to follow or be like, and can say like, yeah, he's not a good role model, that you admit that these things are good about him and I could learn from these things. But that's the thing, when you feel inferior, threatened by another man, then it's very easy to just focus on the wrongs. And it becomes very clear when that's not the topic and you do that.
Yes, because otherwise you would feel like me. I would never show up on a video ever, even if I don't like Andrew Tate, mostly, right? I would never show up on a video and be all like butthurt and have to list all the things he's done wrong, you know. But yeah, I wanted to, like, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to miss out on a lot of good from people if you just take one thing. It's like, nah, I don't like this now, so I'll never consider like absolutely anything from that person. So let me tell you a story of when I had a business coach, and I mentioned who it is sometimes. It's a known person, and it's not a secret. I'll just when I tell the story, some people will know, and if you comment it, it's fine, you know. But I'll just not say the name right now. Basically, I've gone on this business coaching program that, to me at the time, cost me quite a lot, right? And I work with this person because I can see that we're similar in some ways, and he has a similar business model that I am working towards, right? And so, before a first group call, I've gotten some instructions on things I'm supposed to do, but everything is not completely clear to me with the calls and stuff, where it goes, you know. So I just go on this first group call, right? I join it maybe 30 seconds after it started. And then how it works, it's like it's a classroom on Zoom, you know. So you put a little emoji, like a hand, like you raise your hand. You get your turn to speak. And so first, I ask some kind of personal development question, and I get a very good answer, right? And I move on to say just like, so with the business side of this, like, it's just not quite clear to me, how does it work? I start asking that. And the guy just interrupts me, like, hey, that's not today's call, that's tomorrow. Like, did he freaking listen? Much harsher language. And I'm just shocked. I'm not prepared for this at all. You know, I just asked something. He starts going off on me, and it's completely unfair, but I know this is someone, I know this person has kind of anger issues, but I look up to him. While this is unreasonable, the anger that's coming at me right now, I know that overwhelmingly this is a very accomplished man that I have a lot to learn from, right? So when he starts going off like that, I'm just like, okay, you know, I have to sit back kind of. And he starts going off, and since I mentioned the business, and there are certain things we're supposed to do on social media, post certain things, like a program pretty much. And he's like, oh, well, you know, because you brought it up now, let's just put you on blast right now. Let's pull it up and see if you're doing everything. And so it's kind of like, you know, he's going to punish me. That, you know, since I brought something up, and he's going to show it, and if I'm not even doing the thing, like, you're not even doing everything you're supposed to when you have these questions, you know. But this is in front of like 150 people, by the way, I'm getting yelled at. The thing is, when he says that, I am like, oh, wow, because I know I've done exactly everything I'm supposed to do, right? So he pulls up like Uncommon Sense, starts scrolling through on my Instagram, and he taps through the stories, and he's like, yeah, it really looks like you're doing everything you're supposed to. And I just like, yeah, you know, I follow it, and when I'm told to do something, I do it. And he just goes on, and then he answers my question that I don't remember now, but I had asked something specific about the business things, and it was a good answer. So instead of telling him, like, you know, that wasn't really fair, the way you started yelling at me in front of everyone, like, you know, I was just like, well, man, that's great value, thank you so much, because I was happy with the answer. And then he's like, oh, you got it, man. And then when he put me off before bringing on the next person, he was like, I'm glad he was doing everything because I like this guy, right? But the point is here that, okay, the last thing, I went back to see the call from the start afterwards. He had mentioned the first few seconds, you know, that this is the mindset call, tomorrow is the business call. So it's not really fair to like expect like all 150 people to show up exactly when the meeting starts and have heard that. So, you know, it is unfair. That was unreasonable. That was too reactive and aggressive from him. But it doesn't matter, again, because he's overwhelmingly doing great. He's a great coach. I'm going to get great value from him. If I was a little butthurt bitch and be like, I don't like that now. Maybe I want a refund now because you're mean to me or something, I would have missed out on. I learned a lot from that program. But because I could just see that, okay, this guy now, greatly accomplished, but that has some issues that many high-performing individuals have, little leaks. That's what you see with high performers, that their little leaks are big because they're big personalities, right? But so I just let him be a little unreasonable with me because I know I'm in the student seat, and if I just take a little shit now, it'll be fine. I'll mostly get good things from him, right? This is what I want you to see. This is when I took the Andrew Tate example. That shouldn't be someone like, oh, I mostly look up to them. That's not what I'm saying. But even a person that you don't, like, you think is bad in most ways, we can acknowledge that, you know, world champion kickboxer, you know, like there are lots of things that is impressive about Andrew Tate that you could learn from Andrew Tate without being like, I'm gonna be like Andrew Tate, is the point. It's like, don't categorize people or things as this is good or bad, so I will do this or I will do none of this. It's like, yeah, that asshole, this thing he does though, that I'm gonna take because that was good. That's kind of how I want you to do it, right? And it's even how you should see me, guys. I have a strong personality. I'm kind of angry in my life right now, so I know I have a little bit of a shorter fuse than usual. And many times when I tell people off something, I think that I'm justified, and it's a bit of coaching even to be a little strict with someone. However, I'm going to admit that, yeah, I can become a little nasty when I'm angry. I might snap at someone a bit more than they deserved in that moment. But this does not make me all bad, right? I would hope that you, like, guys, if you expect someone like me or someone else you follow to be perfect, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed. Because I got news for you. Not even the greatest, theoretically greatest person in the world is perfect, right? Everyone has flaws. And so I can see this with my coaching too, that with most of my guys, honestly, we get along so well, it's rarely any anger or any arguments. But every once in a while I've had someone that kind of annoys me, the way they interact with me or something. They're not quite respectful to me, and maybe I'll tell them off, and maybe I'm in the right when I do so first, because I kind of set some boundaries, had to put my foot down a little bit. But maybe because they've set that tone, maybe I get a little snappy at this person at some other time when they didn't quite deserve it. But that person can still see that, overwhelmingly, Theo is helping me. I'll just let Theo, okay, he's a guy, okay, that wasn't completely called for, but see here, overall, he's there for me, he's trying to help me, give me good advice and support, right?
Yeah, the point of this video is both a general one of not seeing things or people as either good or bad. You see them for exactly what they are, and if there is a person you see as mostly bad, you can acknowledge if there are some good things there still, and it isn't even necessarily to learn from this person, it's just for intellectual honesty, being able to look at things the way they actually truly are, and not letting your ego get in the way, but also your heroes or whatever, people you look up to, follow, aspire to be more like or learn from, you gotta let them have some little imperfections, or else you're gonna shut yourself off to everything from this person. Someone like me, for instance, I would hope that most of you guys can see that all over. I care a lot, I put a lot of time and effort into helping you guys, trying to be of service, bringing everything has worked so well for me, even when I'm more angry, harsh and strict. I record videos in a certain mood, and I let that influence the way I talk, and many times that's necessary to be able to bring the real raw talk, the intensity that's necessary to deliver those things in the most effective way. But maybe at the same time, being in that current mood, little leaks come out, or maybe something wasn't entirely nuanced, maybe something was a little harsh and uncalled for. But if you can just brush that off, you'll be able to get a lot of good overall, I promise. And I'm not just talking about myself, just as in the example of my business coach. Should I let a few % of leaks of a little nasty behavior block me from this amazing value I can get? I don't think so. We're all just people here. No one is perfect.
Did you see what I mean? So, yeah, I guess that's just the point I wanted to make today. That, honestly, things are just good and bad. It's just sometimes we have to use that language to be like, yeah, that's good, that's bad. But really, things are just what they are, right? They are not just good or bad. They are complex. They are many things at once, right? And so always be just looking for the truth, what's right, what's best, and sometimes you find a little of that in a place where there's also a bunch of other crap, right? And sometimes you can find a place where there's a lot of good, but there's a little bit of crap with it. But if you can deal with that, okay, there's a little bit of crap here sometimes, you'll get access to all the good. You see what I mean? So yeah, guys, and this video here, managed to keep it almost 10 minutes. Impressive. So like and comment, always appreciate hearing your thoughts, input. I do holistic bodybuilding coaching, getting jacked and stacked mentally, physically, spiritually, becoming that person that just manifests a certain look from their way of being. So if you're interested, you can send me a DM on Instagram or email me. It's in the description below. You pick up my training book, everything mindset, technique, philosophy related to becoming a self-reliant, jacked and stacked individual. Patreon, $8 per month, gives you access to all exclusive content. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. It's not good. It's not bad. It is what it is. Peace.